is going on, guys? It has been a long time since I posted a video. So I'm going to start making videos again shortly here, hopefully. I actually have been playing around with the Discmania P2 for the past couple weeks, the new ones that came out. Been really enjoying that, so the inspiration came to start making a video about that and start getting into it again. But I kind of just wanted to explain what I've had going on the past 6 months or so since I last started posting, and kind of just check in with you all to let you know what's going on. So the initial YouTube series was supposed to be about learning the backhand throw, and that was going good for a while. It was going so good, in fact, that I decided to sign up for my first tournament. It was in August, actually, on my birthday, and I pretty much just kind of got discouraged. It happens to everyone every once in a while. I kind of reality check and just kind of see where you're at, where you still need to go, everything like that. So I signed up for the tournament, and I realized that I was nowhere near good enough to play in the division I was in. So I actually, it's not like I drastically overestimated my abilities. I knew kind of around what I was going to shoot. It was at a course that I'd played at several times, but never the tournament layout, and there was several longer holes, and there was the longs and the shorts and everything like that, and that's not something I was used to, and it was a really tough layout this year. So I was initially just going to start the lowest of the low to the the recreational novice. It depends what it's called, tournament to tournament, but the absolute lowest men's division was I was anticipating on signing up for. With the disc golf boom of 2020 and everyone starting playing, it's really hard to sign up for tournaments. I don't know, depending on where you're at in the country, of course, and of course the female divisions are a lot easier usually to get into. Even though there's less spots, there's just so many less female disc golfers in general that it's so much harder to get a spot if you're in the men's league, unfortunately. But anyway, so at this point I'd been playing kind of all spring and feeling pretty good about my game. So, I thought I should play a few tournaments this summer. I signed up for the PDGA last year, so that brought me to the end of October, basically, is when I could play tournaments for this year. I only signed up for the AMs, but, I thought that I could at least compete in the lowest division and just gauge where I'm at, get some sort of PDGA rating moving forward. But what ended up happening is, there's 2 or 3 tournaments I tried signing up for at local areas, and they would, I'd sit there and mash the refresh button right at the time it would go live, and it seems like the amateur men's division's the hardest ones to get into. The open division will have 10 people in there out of 50 spots, but then the intermediate divisions and stuff like that just fill up instantly. So finally, the tournament that I did get into, the same thing, the novice division filled up the fastest, and then I think it was so the advanced, there was 4 MA1, 2, 3, 4, and I couldn't get into any of those either. The only one I could get into at the last second was the MA1, which is the highest advanced division. So that's the absolute highest of the high before the open division. So I ended up signing for the MA1 because that's something I can get a spot in. And so I kind of knew going in that I was going to be kind of in the lower echelon of players in the MA1, having never, literally ever, played in a tournament before. So like I said before, I've been playing for about 10 years or so, but I've only started taking it seriously the last few years. And I don't really have much of a backhand. It's mostly just the forehand. So I kind of thought my putting and my forehand were going to be enough. But then life got in the way. June, I took a trip, went to all the national parks and stuff like that. And that was kind of the turning point of the summer where I stopped playing so much, where, I was only playing disc golf maybe 2 or 3 times a week compared to normal. And so, stop it! So once I got back from that trip, I, intended to play a tournament. and keep working on my backhand, keep making YouTube videos, do everything I was doing. But I don't know if you were from the Midwest or pretty much anywhere actually in the US this summer. It was just absolutely blazing hot, like you wouldn't believe hot. Just every single day, blazing hot. 100 degrees, sun beating down. So I kind of let that get in the way and made excuses and stuff like that. You know, it's either go out early in the morning, deal with the dew and waking up early and everything like that, or deal with the bugs later on at night. A lot of the courses around me have just terrible mosquitoes later in the day. Or obviously in the middle of the day, just the blaring heat. And then that combined with the my backhand not going how I wanted it to go, just kind of put me into a funk, and I just really didn't practice all that much. Up until I would say about the first week of August then. So I signed up for the tournament, kind of the last week of July for my birthday, August 29th. And then I started practicing a lot, practice putting every day, doing some field work. And at that point, I kind of made the decision that my backhand wasn't going to get good enough by tournament day. So I kind of tried to dial in my forehand, to dial in my putting and everything like that. And it seemed to be going well. And then tournament day came, and it was just absolutely terrible. First of all, it was like 100 degrees the whole day, and we were playing double rounds, shotgun start. So as you can imagine, everyone was sweating. No one was doing their best. But just from the get-go, I just being in that environment, in the tournament environment, and having never played in a professional setting before, it was a little bit intimidating, especially being in a division that I was tremendously not good enough for. I kind of knew that going in, but it was even crazier than I was expecting. You know, I was throwing 1 or 2 over every hole, and a lot of the guys, especially in my card, the first round, oh my, they're just lighting up the course, throwing birdies, eagles, everything like that, every single hole. And so I just kept getting discouraged. The thing that even makes it worse, you know, if I was doing my best out there and I was still getting embarrassed, you know, who cares? I went out and had fun. I did what I love to do, but I was playing like crap the whole time. I didn't make any putts. I was making silly mistakes. I'd throw it OB, you know, throwing like I haven't thrown in years. It just was so terrible. I let the pressure get to me. I played like crap. I ended up losing in my division by a solid like 20, 30 strokes. Like it was just absolutely disheartening. And even if you compare any of the other intermediate, you know, advanced divisions, whatever, I still did worse than most of them. And even the recreational novice, lowest of the men's divisions, I even did worse than most of the players there. It was completely disheartening. And then since then, I haven't really been playing all that much. You know, it's usually the fall times when I play the most, but I just really let that get to me, really got discouraged. But I want to move on. I still want to make content for everybody, still want to go out there and play. You know, I'm not going to let this get me down. I just need to be more prepared next year. So now that that kind of negative stuff's out of the way, there has been some great things that have happened too. So I'm getting married next September. Been doing a lot of preparations for that. Been applying for jobs every day in my major. Kind of had odds and end jobs and stuff like that, but stuff's starting to heat up, sending out a lot more resumes, getting a lot more interviews, and so hopefully I'll start a job pretty soon. And I also plan on kind of doing a better job making videos too. So I got my 5th disc golfer logo. I started making some like prototype merch back when I was doing that tournament in August. Hopefully that goes somewhere. Starting setting up my website, everything like that. So kind of when we left off, I had my intro set up, had my logo set up, but I wasn't super happy with the quality of my videos, and so I wanted to step that up. I previously used the Sony APS-C body, like kind of the, the crop sensor, if any of you make videos, and I just didn't like the way it looked, and kind of like how zoomed in everything was all the time with the lenses because of the 1.5 times crop factor. So I ended up getting Sony a7 III. Now that the new one's coming out, the old one, a lot of people unloading them for cheap, so I ended up getting a good deal in the full frame, so hopefully I can get some higher quality video for everybody. There's some more shallow depth of field, accurate colors, better black levels, everything like that. I want to start making much better videos, get better audio, hopefully get a studio set up with some lighting and stuff like that. My plan as of now is to use the camera in like the indoor environment, because I used to, if you're interested, drop a comment down below, but I actually set up my my roller cart, my ridge roller cart, and I put a tripod on the top. I saw the Molt video. Well, I know a lot of you are probably familiar with him, Michael Holt. He does YouTube videos for mobile gaming, and he also plays disc golf and stuff. But on his disc golf channel, he attached a tripod through the top of his, like he has a Zuka. That's how he attaches his camera and he makes his videos. I was kind of tired of lugging around a tripod every time I went and made a video, so I kind of took that to a step further, and like in the top of the roller, there's a little umbrella holder that they make, and then I attached that to a tripod ball head, and so it's super easy to carry around stuff now when I'm making videos. But the thing is, like, I don't want it to fall down because it's so high in the air, and that's the reason I got the rollers, because it sticks in the ground better, kind of like you can dig it into the front so it doesn't tip over when it's windy. But I still had my previous camera tip over a few times, dented my lens a little bit, so with this camera I really don't want that to happen. So what I might eventually do is get like a cheap little vlogging camera. I do outdoor videos attached to the tripod. What I'm going to try doing for now is using my same shotgun microphone plugged into my phone, because the iPhones actually take surprisingly good videos. I mean, it is what it is. It's not as good as a obviously dedicated camera would be, but all things considered, it's not too bad at all. And then I'll keep using this I'm going to start doing workout videos and stuff like that, indoor, kind of like the Danny Lindall videos where he kind of goes over stuff inside. I'm going to start doing stuff like that, I think. So I think you're going to notice that production quality is going to go up, and you'll see with this P2 video that I have planned for this week. Hopefully that's interesting. I've been like, I'm not the best player ever, not nowhere close. Like I shot 30 over at the tournament. But I have been playing for a while, and I've tried a bunch of different putters out. I started with the what is it? The original AVR. Tried a Wizard. Went back to the AVR to have a different kind of plastic. I used the original D-Blend P2. I used the soft P-Blend P2. The past few years I've been using the Luna. And I tried a bunch of different molds of the Luna. A bunch of different plastic types. And I think these new P2s are my favorite. I'll talk about that in the next video, but I kind of just wanted to check in and tell you how everything is going. The big reason I've been so busy this fall too is because I got a puppy. I know you've probably seen him on Instagram. He's in every single one of my videos. Catahoula Leopard Dog mix. And I'll end this video on a high note and show you him, because he's been the absolute best, and I wouldn't trade him for the world. Who's that? Oh, he's such a good boy. He's a good boy. gonna be a good disc golf party, aren't you? Peace out.